The universe is saying today to you, breakthroughs are starting to open up for you. To those of you that resonate with this message, listen up, open your heart, and remind yourself it's time to stop waiting for signs, because you are the signal. Your thoughts, your choices, your actions, your frequency is the signal for breakthroughs. You came to the point where you've learned your lessons. You've came to the point where you've started respecting yourself. You came to the point where you've awakened to a greater vision, where your connection maybe with your higher self or with a greater sense of intelligence has awakened, and you're now at the threshold towards something big, and it's starting for you. Some of you will resonate with this, and some of you will be maybe like, nothing is happening in my life. Well, quit these thoughts, my friends. Quit these thoughts, because there's always something that is happening. Come on. Life is moving. Move with it, right? Move with it in creativity, in reverence, in the present moment. Yes, I hope you're in good energy today, because I have so much of beautiful information to share with you. I had a vision for this message today, and it was profound. I'm feeling good. I just came from hiking from the forest in a good energy, and I felt inspired to share this with you. So, my friends, are you ready? Let's dive into the flow. Yeah, let's begin. So, a vision that I've seen was a perspective. This is very interesting. A perspective from the cave looking outside. Like, you know, there was like this hole in the rock where you're looking outside from, where you're looking from inside the cave outside, and there was this bright light, and there was just this clear knowing this is the beginning of something new. And that's how I feel, that something big is beginning. You are the code of this matrix. You are the code of this matrix. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your expectations, your choices, your daily actions, your daily habits, those are the codes that are decoding and rewiring the matrix. That's how powerful you are. And that's what it means to get your power back, to get your power over your thoughts once again back, to rewire your beliefs once again, to make wiser choices, to develop new patterns, like new habits that will take you to where you see yourself that you belong, where you can be yourself rather than just somebody, right? And this is big, because when people are waking up to this energy just becomes easily available for others. And my friends, this energy is now so easily available. That's why we see so much of this talk, like manifestation, law of attraction. All of this is so available to everyone right now. So the question is only, are you focused enough to use it? Now it's almost like a common sense, but to use it is a different game. To apply it, to discipline yourself with it is a different game. Those who do, they live new lives. This is the beginning of something huge right now. And the discomfort that you feel is a sign that you are moving through. The discomfort that you feel. So whatever this feels for you right now, maybe it's discomfortable to change a job. Maybe it's discomfortable to have these deep conversations that you need to. Maybe it's discomfortable to be yourself. Maybe it's discomfortable to start a new business. Those are all the signs. Through discomfort, you're expanding, and it means change is happening. Don't confuse discomfort with failure, my friend. Don't confuse discomfort with failure. Sometimes, you know, we have moments in our lives where for 2-3 years we feel discomfortable about something, and later it turns out to be something big that happened because we've been willing to keep pushing through the discomfort, right? So when something feels discomfortable, of course, maybe take a few steps back, create a good plan, create a good strategy, practice it, show up, keep showing up like we are showing up every single day. Keep doing the work. Keep learning how can you do it better. But when the results are not showing up, that's the discomfort, my friend. That's the sign something way bigger than you think should find you, is finding you, it's coming to you. If you think it's not real, discomfort is the sign that something big is coming. You're closer than you think. So do not stop digging before you hit the gold, right? You know the story of a gold digger that stopped just few, centimeters or inches before he would discover the gold. And then someone else discovered it. Don't stop digging before you discover it. Because, gold can be whatever for you. For me, gold is wisdom. For me, gold is health. For me, gold is good energy that helps me to live an incredible life. And then everything just keeps flowing to me. I've recognized that. So, my friend, ask yourself what is gold for you and keep digging towards it. Because there may be old energies, like old emotions, old stories pulling you back, but you know it's not you anymore. So with all this new energy, with all this new drive, with all this new focus that you are building, it's not something outside of you that is giving you this energy. It's you discovering it. You see, we have universal influences. We have influences of planets. And I'm sharing with you these daily updates to help you realign with yourself, because some energies may distract you and some energies may help you to realign. And I'm reminding you what to focus on so you don't give your power to something that will distract you even more. Like many times it may happen, you can just grab your phone and you get distracted, right? When you go into AP, welcome to AttractPassion, you get focused, right? So you focus back on what matters, you focus back on yourself, you focus back on your goals, you focus back on the path that you're walking, and the belief that whatever you've set for yourself is accessible because it's already real inside of your vision, right? When it's real in your mind, it will become real in your life. So don't stop, my friend. Don't stop before you hit the gold. This was a message that I felt inspired to share with you today, because some of you may be feeling like you're just stepping out of the cave, that you're just stepping out of the cave, out of the darkness. What was darkness for you, my friend? For me, darkness was living in the comfort zone, or living an average life was for me darkness, because I always knew I'm here to lead a different way. There was a time in my life where I had a job that I truly hated, and I needed to work that job for 1 year. I needed to work night shifts, day shifts, sometimes I needed to work for 14 hours. And I really hated that job. The environment was very bad, very bad. But I borrowed money from my father to buy a car. And then in order to pay off that car, I needed to work there. And that's where I've learned, never buy what you can't afford. Never buy what you can't afford, because then you will not be able to afford freedom. And it was a lesson for me. And for that year, it was a struggle, especially night shifts. And it was a time when I was competing with the freestyle mountain biking. So sometimes I went straight from the competition into a night shift. Sometimes I went straight from training and filming into a night shift. Those were crazy times. Those were the darkest times in my life. But at the same time, I knew that after this, I'm not returning back into it. Like after this, I know what I don't want. So I've recognized that in our darkest times, we learn what we don't want, how we don't want to live. And I've recognized this is actually more important than knowing what we want, knowing what we don't want, right? That's what darkness teaches us, knowing what we don't want. Because people walk around all the time like, yeah, this sucks and this is bad and whatever. But they are still repeating it like, what is wrong here? Right? And we need to really look deep into our hearts and ask ourselves how we don't want to live. So then we can be more clear, okay, what we actually want. And then we start creating it, right? We take a piece of paper, we write down how we want to live. We start asking ourselves how we could make it happen. And then opportunities start showing up and we grab them. We grab another one and another one and another one. And new doors open, right? And we step out of the cave. This is how we step out of the darkness. Well, for me it was a great lesson. I had actually few jobs that I hated until I've manifested a dream job for me. So actually when I was working that job for 1 year, the last payment that I received when the car was paid, I quitted that job. And then I've recognized that the company where I truly wanted to work was looking for a new worker. I sent them an email and I quitted that job. I said, well, I will got that job, like that new job. I will got that new job. I was 100% sure that I will got it. And then for 1 month, I haven't received a reply. For 2 months, I haven't received a reply. So I recognized, well, I need to find an alternative job now. And that's where I've learned the art of manifestation. I've recognized things that you want don't happen when you want. They happen when you let go of wanting. That was a big revelation for me. I was like, whoa, that's interesting. Because when I haven't received a reply, well, I needed a job to get some money. So I needed to find another job that sucked again. That was quite bad, but not so bad as the previous one. And I started working there at that company. And at some point I've forgotten that I've ever sent an email for that dream job. And when I've forgotten that I've sent an email for that dream job, a guy from that job calls me and he's like, hey, we would really love to have you in our team. And I was like, whoa, this is great. And that was the day I quitted that bad job again. And I got my dream job. And then for the next 3 years, I was at that dream job. And then I said, well, I quit. Now I want to have a dream life. Now I'm going above my dream job. I want to have my dream life. And that's where this journey started. That's when I started drawing, later painting, then making YouTube videos. And now we're here living a dream life. So you see, we've been through quite some darkness, only to discover how this nature of reality works. So if you're going through some kind of a darkness, my friend, it's a sign that you're actually at the beginning of your dream life. You're learning what a bad life feels like, how you don't want to live. So then you can learn how you actually want to live, and you start being more intentional. You start taking action towards that new life. And then that new life may not work out until you forget that you ever wanted it, and then somehow, some way, things will shift and twist and turn, and yeah, you will be there. And you will be like, oh, that was unexpected. And God will be like, yeah, that's how I work. I surprise you. I just love to surprise you because I love to see your face when you're positively surprised. That's how this universe works, right? So the resistance that you feel right now is only the universe checking if you really want it. The resistance that you feel, sometimes you try something and you get resistance. Sometimes you are trying to be the best version you can be and you receive resistance from other people. Sometimes you do all the work, for 1 year, all the work, for 2 years, all the work, and still no results. Well, it's still a test. Do you really want it? Do you really want it? I'm checking. The universe says, I'm checking how creative you will be with possibilities. Like, I'm giving you infinite possibilities. But if your mind is too rigid, you will see limited amount of them, right? I gave you creative mind. By using them, you will learn the art of manifestation. By using your creative mind. You see, if you're a content creator, or if you're doing anything related to technology, you've noticed that towards the end of 2023, life changed, reality changed, the internet changed when AI became accessible, ChatGPT, all these AI tools, everything changed. We all needed to become a bit more creative, right? We all needed to adapt to this new life. And well, we could complain, people could complain, oh, now it's so much harder, now it's so much of AI content. Or we could adapt and ask ourselves what is more needed in this time, what will be more needed in the future. That's creativity, my friends. The original ChatGPT is actually your higher self, because you can already access to all the information in the Akashic library, right? In the quantum field. So don't lose it, my friend. Don't lose this gift of yours. Maybe also the fear that you feel right now is only reminding you that what is coming is so much bigger than what you thought that should find you. That what is coming to you is so much bigger than what you think that should find you. Because sometimes we are actually afraid in our lives only because we are not aware of what is actually there for us. So we are afraid because we don't understand that we are actually exactly where we need to be. And this time is preparing us to become a version of ourselves that will be able to maintain what is coming. Because you may say, oh, I want a lot of money. But if you don't have a financial intelligence, then it's better if you don't get it, because it may destroy you. And while you're being broke, you learn the financial intelligence. You learn how to work with little, right? How to do miracles with almost nothing. Like sometimes our parents needed to figure out. Like if you're coming from a more, maybe from an environment that was more in lack, you've recognized, well, maybe your parents did some miracles. And because you're introduced to little, you learn to do a lot with it. And those who can do a lot with little, they're wise. They're wise and they are ready to receive more, because with more they will create incredible things. So it's just to gain this new perspective, as sometimes when we want to step out of the cave, we think we are ready, but we are not. Sometimes people are actually afraid of the light because it will also show to them everything they've been hiding from, right? Sometimes we're actually afraid to step into the light because we're afraid to be exposed. Because if we will be exposed, people may see all different parts of us that we haven't accepted yet. So being in the cave is also a time of shadow work. It's also a time of deep reflection and being honest with yourself. This is just a symbolic language, but it means that sometimes we need to go through the phase of living in the cave, where we are developing a greater relationship with ourselves, where we are willing to shut off the phone, to shut off the computer, and sit with us in quietness, and be with all these thoughts until we learn to detach from them, and feel all the sensations and learn to detach from them, and find the difference between me and my thoughts, between me and my emotions, and recognize that the real me is the real ego, that is just self, right? And then rather than killing the ego, as some people say, you ascend it into something greater, where you can learn the art of self-expression, where you start expressing yourself, not just your programmed thoughts and emotions. You learn to express your true self. That is your creativity. That is your unique outlook on life. That is your unique perception that was not poisoned by society, but is actually the cure for it, because it's different, because it's unique. And that's what we're discovering in the time when we're still in the cave. So we may be stepping outside and going back in the comfort, stepping outside and going back in the comfort until we commit. Commitment then is the act of stepping into the light. Like I've decided 8 years ago, I'm committing every single day. I'm showing up. Every single day I will be doing the work. When I feel inspired, I will be painting. When I feel inspired, I will be sharing with you. When I feel inspired, I will be writing. I'm willing to do all the hard work it takes. What God asks from me, to be an example, to be the highest possible version of myself I can be. And you've seen the progress. You've seen everything. And the message is, are you willing to commit? Are you willing to commit for that vision of yours? Nothing wrong if you're not willing to do it, but just ask yourself, are you complaining or are you winning? Are you here to complain or are you here to win? Are you here to gossip or are you here to build connections? Are you here to destroy or are you here to build? Are you here to judge what's created or are you here to create wonderful new works of art, of beauty, of whatever you feel called to do? Are you willing to overcome your old habits and build new ones that will make you a better person? Are you willing to become more loving and compassionate person for your fellow brothers and sisters, so you can spread a wave of a new energy that can uplift others despite how they respond to it? Are you willing to be a bulb of light in society despite how they receive it? Because this is all a sign that you're ready for a breakthrough. When you're willing to do all of that, even if you don't feel like it, even if you feel like you're not ready yet. It's just something that awakens inside of you that becomes like a force of life that must be shared. And at that point you awaken to the realization that it's more about who you become than what you receive. When you focus more on becoming than receiving, you actually start receiving. And that is deep. That is deep, my friends. So, whatever resonates with you from this message, it was meant for you. I will leave you here. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power. Let the breakthroughs happen, right? Let the breakthroughs happen. Let the breakthroughs happen. You are the breakthrough. You are the breakthrough in the matrix. You're here breaking the old codes, designing new ones that are beneficial for the ecosystem of society, right? Are you willing to be the one? Are you willing to be the one that is reshaping the beliefs of others from hateful to loving? Are you willing to reshape the attitude from hateful to loving? Are you willing to reshape the habits from hateful to loving? Yeah, it takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of work, but those of you who are willing to do it will always be rewarded for it. So step into it, my friends. I will leave you here. I want to say big thanks to everyone who's choosing to support my art. I'm an artist, a painter, And you can find my work on the link in the description of this video, or on AttractPassion.com, where you will find all of my paintings. I'm painting like symbols that can remind you of what truly matters. And the painting that will resonate with you has something to give you. So go and check it out. Which one speaks to you the most? I'm curious to know which one speaks to you. And also join us on our Patreon for more exclusive content. See you there as well. The link is in the description of this video. Until next time, one love.